Hello and welcome to Find Out Nation. I'm one of your hosts, Jamie,
I'm one of your hosts, Nicole.
and we're here to talk about what happens when a nation starts fucking around and finding out. Nicole, how's our countdown?
No, it's counting.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, we want it to count down.
That's true. So we're 257 days away from the midterms,
Yep.
and we are 394 in.
I feel like 394 isn't as far as I want us to be. I think maybe
Yeah.
after we get to like 500, I'll start to feel better. You know what I mean?
God. Yeah.
How many total
Or
days
if I
are
get
in the-
started over at 1 because he's taking a forever nap and it's now JD Vance in the White House.
Yeah, babe. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Which is it's going to be a whole other shit show of its own kind.
it is. But like Trump was strangely quiet over the weekend, right?
I agree. Yes. And I feel like this week was not nearly as hectic as last. There was so much shit last week. It was off the rocker, like crazy.
I know. Apologies because I have not released our latest podcast that we did record last week. I was telling Nicole I was having a hard time editing it. So at this point, we may just say fuck it and just release it as is. But we'll see what happens. But I
totally
do need
fine.
to get it. I will get it out the door today and hopefully get this done over the weekend and get it out the door. So anyway, that has been our fun times.
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is the SAVE Act.
Okay, tell me.
And I started to tell you this off the podcast, and I was like, I'm going to say this on the podcast, so I wasn't going to repeat myself. I'm kind of proud of us because I watch a lot of political stuff. I follow Politics Girl. I follow all the major Pod Save America guys. I watch a lot of political just reels and shit like that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everyone is going nuts around the SAVE Act. And you and I have been talking about this. We talked about this months ago.
Yeah.
When it was introduced almost a year ago in the House.
How detrimental it would be to women.
Yeah, exactly. Correct. Like we talked about this so long ago. And now it's like, holy shit.
God. Welcome to the chat, you guys. Like, get on our fucking level.
I know. I'm so proud of us.
That's amazing. I love it.
I know. Anyway, so for anyone that doesn't know, the SAVE Act will require proof of citizenship to register to vote. And then it also requires IDs to go in to vote. And I think it requires a photo ID to vote. Of course, the concern here is that a lot of Americans either can't afford or don't have access to a birth certificate to show their citizenship. What did they say? That it would theoretically disenfranchise like 2 million voters in the nation that don't have easy access to the documentation that they would need to both register to vote and to vote. And like for women, you and I both took our husbands' names when we got married.
Yeah.
So our birth certificate doesn't match our legal name now.
Right.
And so that wouldn't count. Like we couldn't use our birth certificate to go in and register to vote if we weren't already registered to vote.
Yep.
And so it's not great for women. It's not great for poor people, obviously.
Nope.
But what's crazy, and honestly, I did miss this in the original SAVE Act language. And it might have been changed because, once a bill goes from the House to the Senate, it goes through different iterations. So I got to go back and read what it was originally introduced with. But it basically also says that it allows for a private right of action against an election official who registers an applicant to vote in a federal election who fails to present documentary proof of U.S. citizenship. And it establishes criminal penalties for certain offenses, including registering an applicant to vote in a federal election who fails to present documentary proof of U.S. citizenship. So, Politics Girl was talking the other day about how this, disincentivizes people to want to register people to vote.
Yeah.
And it can publish. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't remember that in the original in the original save stuff that we looked at, because
Right.
we would have completely talked about that. So I do think that
I feel
had
like
to have
that
been
too.
added in at some point. And yeah,
Maybe.
to that point, like, it's now that we're going to have our election officials potentially face
Face
some
criminal
kind,
action. Yep.
yeah, face criminal action. They are going to be, I mean, and this is what you do, right? To make sure that no one slips through the cracks, that we don't have any illegals voting in our elections, and you're not letting people register that shouldn't be, the less desirable people are not being allowed to register. You tell them they're going to face criminal action if they, if
Right.
it's found out. Like, so much for making a mistake. You
Right.
can't make a human mistake because,
Because you could, that's right, because there could be criminal
yeah,
penalties for you accidentally
yep,
making mistakes. Yep. So to your point, like in in reading the Save Act, because the other thing is that um if you mail in your vote, you have to include a copy of your ID with your mailed in vote,
well,
which
who's
I
to
didn't
say that
think.
that's my ID?
Right. I'm like,
I mean,
okay,
I guess because
great.
the name on it matches the thing. It's so fucking stupid.
I know
It's
it's
so
so
fucking stupid.
especially it's so stupid because this is not a problem that we have in America.
No, no. And
So like there is absolutely like most American citizens, in fact last I heard was like that 83% of American citizens believe that we should require a photo ID to vote, or also that we should protect our elections and not allow non-citizens to vote. Like most people agree with that, but
mhm,
it's not a problem we're having.
yeah,
So to make it harder to register to vote and to make it harder to vote to prevent a problem we're not having does not make a lot of sense, right?
right. No,
Yeah,
this is just, and what's going to be hilarious is when we do all of this and they still lose the fucking elections.
of course. Well, and so the other thing about it, so we know it's already passed the House. In order for it to pass the Senate, they need a majority, which right now they're at 50 votes, and then JD Vance can come in and cast a
Ugh,
51st vote. But the Democrats can filibuster it and prevent the vote ever being voted on.
making it.
That's right, because they don't have enough votes to get to a 60 supermajority. Okay,
Oh,
so I read on X well today I think it was, hey Democrats, if you end up having to filibuster the Save Act, feel free to read the entire Epstein Files,
I knew
so
that's
that
what you
they
were going to
are
say.
so that they become part of, yes,
Congressional record.
congressional records. Exactly right.
Oh my God, that's fucking genius.
I know. I know. I thought so
That's
too.
fucking genius.
Yeah. So
And
that's
I
what
will
we
say,
are.
like, I remember when I remember the first time I showed up to vote and they wouldn't take my voter ID card. And I was pissed about it. I was pissed about it because
Yeah.
they wanted to see my driver's license. They would only scan my driver's license because, they take a picture of it with the iPad and whatever. And I still carry my voter ID card with me. Like, and I know that that makes me some kind of like psycho nerd, and I get it. But like, goddamn, I had to jump. You know what I mean? Like, I had to prove things to get my voter ID card, and all of a sudden now it's not good enough. Like, it just fucking pisses me off.
Oh yeah.
This bullshit that we make people go through just to vote because we want to have this excuse that all these illegal people are voting when it's not true.
Right. Well, and I'll be honest, like we've had to show our ID for a while now.
Yeah,
To
we
your point,
have.
I do remember when we used to be able to just vote with our voter registration cards,
Yeah,
but then they did make the change to require photo ID to vote.
yeah,
And I'll be honest, like I still get my voter registration card and I still bring it with me every single time I vote, but
yeah.
it's like I I was surprised that again this was even a concern, yeah, that this was
I
even an
know.
issue. But anyway,
Yeah, but I think that's a great
yeah.
idea to
So
read the Epstein
I thought so too.
files
Yep, I
during
thought
the
so too.
filibuster. I think that's fucking great.
Yes. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. It definitely will. Again, encourage women. Don't change your name
Yep.
when you get married. Don't bother changing your name because it just fucks you over. And feel free to, make sure you register to vote while you're unmarried as soon as you turn 18 years old, so that you
Yes.
don't have to jump through hoops later.
Yep.
Okay. The next thing that I wanted to talk about Uh, we're going to go to war.
Aren't you so excited? I mean, what really is a spring season without war? You just thought it was like a fashion week thing, right? Like you just thought like there's all these fun things to look forward to in the spring. The weather warms up. We got a fashion week probably going on somewhere. You know,
Do you know
Easter's
Kansas
coming.
City has a fashion week, my girl?
We do?
Yes.
I did not know that. I had
I
no
didn't either.
idea.
I'm like, how come we are not going to that?
Yeah, I had no fucking
You could
clue.
just buy tickets and go. But I'm like, is it
I had
just going to
no
be
idea.
like overalls and floral dresses? Like, you
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah, probably. Yeah.
Right.
But like,
I don't want to
yeah,
perpetuate the like stereotype about Midwesterners, but
Midwest.
I think I wear some version of this J. Crew factory sweater on every single podcast
I
that we
mean, I've
do.
always got some stupid t-shirt or hoodie on.
Right. Either this or I have a hoodie on. Exactly right.
Yeah.
When it's cold
Yeah.
enough. So, like, yeah.
I wore
Anyway,
my overalls to
um,
work yesterday.
right. Right. So, back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
In a
Yes.
wild effort to try and again distract the United States on the Epstein Files, which is what we are doing these days.
Yeah.
We are continuing to explore the possibility of U.S. striking against Iran as early as this weekend. We talked about it in our last episode. So Donald Trump has basically said that, of course, they've obliterated their nuclear
Of
facilities.
course.
Sure.
Yeah.
We've already told you guys is just complete and total bullshit.
Yeah.
And of course, they released a statement. Caroline Levitt came out and said Trump's his first option is always diplomacy. But they went to Geneva recently, him and his band of merry idiots, including Jared Kushner, and said that there was a little bit of progress following talks today in Geneva between the U.S. and Iran, but they are still very far apart on some issues. The biggest issue being, of course, we have asked Iran to get rid of their nuclear weapons. They've
And
talked
Iran
about
said,
like
"Go fuck yourself."
that's right. They're talking about freezing their nuclear weapons and having them consistently monitored by a
Is it like
third
an egg?
party.
Is that how you freeze
Yeah,
them that way? Is this
I
IVF?
don't
Like, what are
know.
we doing?
I don't know. So since the time that we basically had in the last week,
Yeah.
uh, Trump's armada has grown to include 2 aircraft carriers, a dozen warships, hundreds of fighter jets, and multiple air defense systems in range of Iran. They're still getting some of the firepower over to the Middle East, where I think they are working with who is it? Anyway, doesn't matter. They said there are more than 150 U.S. military cargo flights have moved weapon systems and ammunition to the Middle East. And in the past 24 hours, another 50 fighter jets, and this was from today, another 50 fighter jets, F-35s, F-22s, and F-16s are headed to the region. So
Good
they,
fucking Lord.
yep. So, and they're saying that this will be a weeks long at least. It's not like the Venezuelan strike that happened where it was like immediate and quick, and then we got to some answer that nobody knows what that answer is.
Oh, right.
Right. So, yes, in an effort to distract from the Epstein files, we're going to start war with Iran for who knows why.
I was going to say, like, do we know? Like, we don't know what the issue. It's over. It's allegedly over their nuclear capabilities, right?
That's right. It's really over their nuclear capabilities are what we are being told. Now, there were some humanitarian attacks that Trump had cited.
Oh yeah,
I
was
can't
it on the
remember
Christians or
when.
something? Wasn't he saying some shit about like they were attacking Christians or something like that?
Yes.
And also, isn't Israel involved in this? Isn't this
Yeah.
like really a beef between Israel and Iran, and then we're taking Israel's side and we're saying, is that? Am I right? Am I right on that?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was originally when we had originally gotten into the fight with them where we supposedly destroyed their nuclear
Yes.
weapons, but
Yes.
now they
Yes.
managed to build them all back. And
Ah!
so now who knows? But yeah, so last June, the U.S. basically, so Israel was attacking Iran to try and get rid of their nuclear facilities. The US joined in that attack after like so many days to try and help Israel. And that's when Netanyahu's like, "Oh, he deserves his medal, blah blah
Oh,
blah." So it was
that's
like
right.
right. So it
Yes.
was like a
Yes.
12 12-day war is what they called it, like a 12-day war with Iran, where U.S.
Okay.
joined Israel, but now they're saying that this will be nothing like that. That it will be a much bigger deal. And with Caroline Levitt saying that, what did she say? Like Iran would be very wise to make a deal with President Trump, and I'm just like, okay, go fuck yourself, Caroline Levitt.
I
She's an
mean,
idiot.
she really fucking is. Like,
I
who's gonna
know.
take her job when she pops out that fucking Klan member in her gut? Who do you think's gonna take over the White House press briefings?
Laura Loomer.
Can you
Can
fucking
you?
imagine?
I can. I can. No, you know who it might be? Actually, now that you say this, so one of the other things that I want to talk about tonight is DHS.
Yeah.
So we know that Department of Homeland Security is not funded currently; that it's on shutdown. A lot of the like ICE related activities are considered part of national security, so all of that is still in place.
Yeah.
But Trisha McLaughlin, who was like the spokesman for DHS, just resigned.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She did. And so she says she's voluntarily left. And Christy Nome like released some X post this weekend about, oh, I have so much gratitude for Trisha McLaughlin. But like Trisha McLaughlin was like the the one that said Renee Good committed an act of domestic terrorism. And Alex Preddy was there to massacre law enforcement. And
Uh,
like she has lied. She's been the mouthpiece for DHS that's lied about everything.
so you
So
think she's
I
gonna do it?
I could see her stepping down with the idea that maybe she's taking over for Caroline Levitt when she goes on maternity leave. Yeah.
Oh my god. Do we think that I mean, Caroline Levitt's going to be the first of the three like white supremacist babies born this year in this White House. So like do we think she's coming back?
No, she's got to go full trad wife, right? Or else
That's what
we've
I think
lost.
too. She's got to get that
Right.
Trump account going and she's
Yeah.
got to follow what the Heritage Foundation what we talked about last week that the Heritage Foundation is like she's
Yeah.
got you're right. She's got to go full trad wife. You're right.
I've got to believe that. Otherwise, like,
Cuz she's already
what
not
is Julie
fulfilling her
Reed for the runoff?
responsibilities. She's got a toddler at
Right.
home and she's here fucking working every day. So like, yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
So I've got to believe that she's going to go full trad wife after this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
I think
knows?
you're right.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean,
I'll be
at least
interested
she's
to
out here warning Iran on behalf of Trump.
Thank God for that. I know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sure they're really sweating it right now.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. So, yes. So back to Iran.
Yeah.
It seems pretty indicative of this administration that they would make all this noise about it. That they are likely planning on striking pretty soon. I told Mark like they're ramping up to be able to strike as early as this weekend. So we'll see what happens. But in all fairness, like it's not going to surprise me at all if we end up going to war this weekend.
Nope.
No.
And neither will I be surprised if we back down.
Well, me neither, because the Board of Peace is meeting next week.
Can we put them on the case? Get Scooby on the case because I'm sure that the Board of Peace can work something out.
You would think, but they already have their hands full because they're supposedly meeting next week to solve Gaza.
Oh, that's their big. Is that their number one agenda item? Was Gaza? I wasn't aware. Yes. Got it.
For anyone that doesn't know, here are the countries that have signed on to Trump's Board of Peace: Argentina, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Bulgaria, Hungary, Indonesia, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Kosovo, Mongolia, Morocco, Pakistan, Paraguay, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, of course, the United States, Uzbekistan, El Salvador, and Israel. As of now, the group has supposedly pledged $5 billion for rebuilding Gaza. And
Afghanistan doesn't have $5 billion?
So these
Uzbekistan. I guess in total is what you're saying.
exactly, and it could
Okay.
very well be that the United States has pledged 4.99999
Uh-huh.
billion dollars,
Uh-huh.
and the rest of these countries put in a dollar,
Where
and that's
but here he's the same asshole that's gone in and like, who is it, to the UN? No. Is it the UN where he threw a fit about they're not paying their fair share?
yes.
And he pulled us out of shit. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
mean that? Yeah. So, um, the group has supposedly pledged $5 billion for rebuilding Gaza. Trump has, and I
I,
think Jared Kushner released images of like this, like super metropolis, vacationy seaside
Trump Tower.
of what Gaza can look like.
Oh God.
The UN says that. So Jared Kushner also said that they could get the whole region cleaned up and completely redone in 3 years. The UN's like, you're fucking crazy. It will be a minimum of $70 billion. And we don't even know that we could clean up the rubble and find all the mines in 3 years, much
Right.
less completely rebuild the region. So, of course, like the ceasefire that Trump negotiated is not only wildly unstable, but citizens of Palestine are still getting bombed like every day because Israel is saying that they are um, claiming that they're taking out militant groups. So they're still like able to bomb people every day. Like it's a mess. It's a
It's a fucking
goddamn
mess.
mess. But
Yeah.
the Board of Peace is on it with
Thank
Jared
God.
Kushner and his
Thank
band
God.
of merry men to try
Yes.
and fix the Gaza situation.
I'm glad to know that we've got our best minds tackling this
Yes,
problem. And I'm glad to know that when they start building just a bunch of Trump towers in Gaza, all those people that have been displaced can come back and just work at Trump Tower, because we're not going to build you any homes that you could possibly live in.
100%. 100%. Um, Also, the Vatican declined Trump's Board of Peace invitation.
They said, you
And
know what we're giving up for Lent? This
right,
bullshit.
that's right. Uh, and Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt slammed the pontiff's refusal to join the Board of Peace, saying peace efforts should not become partisan or political.
Bitch.
She said, right, this is a legitimate organization where there are tens of member
No, it isn't.
countries. I love that she said tens
Tens.
of member countries because we are just at tens from around
Yeah.
the world. And we think that's an unfortunate decision. Okay.
Okay. Well, I think it's unfortunate that every single one of the tens of countries around the world that are involved are all led by dictatorship, authoritarian, totalitarian. Like, none of them are democracies, bitch. Not one of them are
Yeah.
our allies, because
Right.
our allies belong to the UN,
Right. And
which is
so
the
some
actual
countries,
legitimate group. You fucking
so some of the
twat.
countries, yes, like the EU is going to attend this Board of Peace conversation next week as an observer, as is like I think Norway and Finland, like they're going to be there as
They just want to
observers.
see how
So,
much of a clown show it actually is.
right.
How do we get
Now,
invited? I want to see it.
at the end of the day, of course, like I echo the idea that if we can get to an answer that actually finds a ceasefire, great. I am all for it. I want this kind, but is there ever a world? And this is the reality, right? Trump takes credit for this ceasefire in which people are still getting bombed every goddamn day. Like, what the
Right.
fuck are you talking about here?
Yeah. It's
Like,
just like this
what are we
shit with
talking about?
Russia and Ukraine.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, Russia is still fucking bombing Ukraine goddamn
All the
daily
time.
almost. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, what
Yes.
the fuck? And
And so
I
this is,
go ahead, sorry.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Well, I just have a real hard time believing that this Board of Peace is going to get anything accomplished, because Trump's going to be napping through the fucking meetings because the goddamn idiot cannot stay awake. He's 2 seconds away from dying, and we're supposed to believe he's going to facilitate. I mean, I guess that's why Jared's there. But I mean, like, we're
Yes.
supposed to believe that he's going to facilitate some great big world peace in the Gaza Strip. No, not with
People
Netanyahu
can't stay awake.
sitting on it. Yeah.
Yeah. People can't even stay awake. But
No.
at the end of the day, we've always known that this government is not really run by Trump. Like Trump is the
I mean, that's
toddler
true.
that stomps his foot and demands
Yeah.
Gulf of America. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like we all know that he's not the one that's actually calling the shots, that it is the Jared Kushners and the
The
Stephen
Stephen.
Millers and like,
Yeah.
yeah, that are
Yeah, you're
actually
right.
like running the country. So it's fine. Like they're going to do what they're going to do. But at the end of the day, like I think we can all agree that we're going to get a message from the Board of Peace in the White House about how it went, that it does is a far cry from what reality is.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, like, okay, I am taking this. I have as much respect for the Board of Peace as I do for the name Board of Peace, which I think is absolutely fucking clown car of a
Yes.
name.
Yes.
I swear to God, like the
Yes. You
one
couldn't
big
come up with
beautiful
anything
bill is the same thing.
better?
Like who, who?
You couldn't
Okay,
feed it into AI and get a better fucking
right,
name?
right, right.
Maybe instead of posting an AI meme video of the Obamas, you could have
A
fucking fed
racist post.
you could have fed the name Board of Peace into AI and been like, give me something better.
Yeah. Speaking of which, going back to that, and I had put this like just a whatever, but then I was like,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to actually say it out loud. So there was a comment that Caroline Levitt said today about um, all Trump's tweets come from him.
Oh, do
And
they? Oh, that's
yes. And so,
interesting.
right. So,
Huh.
right. So,
I mean, yeah, because like he used to get pissed off when that shit would happen the first time around. You know what I mean? And somebody would say that somebody else did it.
so Caroline Levitt, so this came out today. Yes, today. Levitt says true social posts, and this, by the way, I'm reading this in The Independent. True social posts are straight from Trump a week after he blamed a staffer for Obama as ape video. Just
Yep.
weeks after the White House and the president himself blamed a staffer for a blatantly racist post that appeared on his True Social, Press Secretary Caroline Levitt assured reporters that anything on Trump's social media site is straight from the horse's mouth. It's one of the things people love best about him. So she says, she told reporters that Trump's post should be taken as the policy of this Trump administration because it had come straight from the horse's mouth. When you see it on True Social, she said, you know it's directly from President Trump.
And not one of them said, I have a question. How about the post then on the Obamas that you said was not him? You said at first it was, then you said it wasn't, then you said a staffer was blamed. Like, can we circle back around to that? Let's close the loop on that shit. You fucking crazy bitch. All of them, I fucking hate all of them.
Well, so here's my thing. So we had talked earlier about how Mark is having a current feud with one of his Trumper family members, and it's causing a lot of discourse between them.
Yes. Yes.
And Mark's biggest contention, and I think you and I have talked about this before, and by the way, apologies to our listeners. I do have a zit on my forehead. I'm changing my skincare routine because I've had this rosacea problem for like weeks, months, almost a year now. So yes, apologies there. Okay.
It's totally fine.
But anyway, so if I'm distracting you, feel free to just turn me off and listen to me on a podcast. Anyway, so we're having this problem because you and I have both maintained, and Mark feels this way too, that a difference of political opinion is very different from a difference in morality.
100%.
The fact that like we don't agree, like we all believe tariffs are bad because American people pay them, not corporations.
Right.
And we see that in prices. The fact that we believe that firing of the Federal Reserve chair because he won't lower prices could result in inflation, which we've seen has been happening for the last whatever so long. We believe that like the one big beautiful bill only benefits the most wealthy because we believe the politicians and economists and experts that tell us this. And like we're seeing the rich are getting fucking richer all the time.
Yes.
Those are differences in policy. One could venture to say that there's a morality question behind like should there be billionaires? But the reality is like those are all policy. Even like things like the SAVE Act, we could say there's a morality issue there, but again, that's political.
Yeah. Or like whether or not
someone,
the federal government should pay off student loans. That's a difference of political opinion. Yes.
That's right. That's right. Political opinion. But the reality is that if you support a man who not only is okay with sexual assault, and he said it out of his mouth, like that's my thing. He
Mm-hmm.
has said the words out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I grab him by the pussy.
Mm-hmm.
He has been convicted of sexual assault. He has been named by Epstein survivors as touching 14-year-old girls.
Mm-hmm.
Those are questions in morality.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the problems that you have with like this country, the people that claim to be the most Christian and the most religious
Yeah.
are the ones that are like writing that off to, oh, it's political. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But this is blatantly racist.
Yeah.
That's not a difference of political opinion.
No.
That is a morality problem.
Yes. Yes.
And what's killing me is that I guarantee you that this person would tell you she's not racist and that she has black friends,
Uh-huh.
but she's okay with the fact that our president is racist.
Right.
Because
And
there's just no denying it. There's just
no.
no denying it.
No. And I mean, we've said this multiple times. The man has been a racist his entire life. And the fact that that wasn't reason enough for you to not vote for him the first time around, but then
Right.
everything that's happened since then.
Well,
I mean,
to your point, like you educated us in our last podcast about how even his father
yeah,
was
he
so
learned it
racist and had
Fred's knee.
so right. So to your point, I don't know that everyone really knows how racist his family has been for
Mhm.
years and years and years and years, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, but in this case, like there's
Yeah,
no
there's no
denying
denying that.
it.
No.
Yes. So
Well,
how
and
can
his
you
refusal back during his first administration to stand up to the Proud Boys,
yeah,
to denounce their
to not only
hate
refuse to
and
denounce them,
bullshit.
but to call them very fine
Fine
men.
people. Yeah, very fine people. And to tell them to
Yeah.
stand back and stand by. Like
Yes.
to do the dog whistles to
Yes.
them that let them know we're good to go.
Yep.
The administration's
Yes.
behind us. It's why January 6th happened the way that it did. So like
Exactly correct.
it's yeah, I don't know how they I don't know how they reconcile it.
I don't either. Like
They'll
if
never
we
be
can-
able to explain it in a way that makes sense to me, other than to say it straight up doesn't fucking matter. I don't want to hear. I think for me, what I don't want to hear is, I don't think he's a racist. What I want to hear is, it doesn't matter to me
It
that
doesn't
he
matter.
is.
That's right. It doesn't matter.
Because that's how I view it. You
right.
know that he is, and you're perfectly fucking fine with it because he's speaking to a baser part of yourself that you're not willing to recognize is even there. Because to your
That's
point,
right.
this person would say they weren't racist.
That's right. So to exactly your point, like the sexual assault stuff,
Yeah.
you and I were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
I firmly believe deeply held Trumpers are part of a cult. Like they believe it like a cult. Like there's no, and so to your point with the sexual assault, I think that they can justify that 6 weeks to Sunday. But the racism is so clearly blatant. And to your point, I feel like you need to be able to say, I'm okay voting for a racist. I'm okay with it
for me.
Right. Did you hear that the judge has ordered that the slavery panels get added back to the president's house in Philadelphia? So I guess as part of like DEI, the DEI, whatever.
Yeah.
That
they had to remove
Trump
it.
had all of the panels removed from the president's house in Philadelphia that describe the history with racism, with slavery. And a judge came back today and was like, go fuck yourself. You need to put all the panels back. So,
well, and they took the flag down outside Stonewall.
did they really?
Yeah. And because it violated the flag code under the new DEI policy. And then a bunch of advocates and allies in New York put it back up again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and I know that the Smithsonian, back when all that first came through, the Smithsonian was having to take a bunch of shit down and all that kind of stuff because they were in violation of the new what is that called? The presidential, what does he call that when he does his
It's the
executive
reasonable
orders?
history. Yeah,
Yeah, and the
the
executive orders that he had done. Yeah.
yes, yeah, and it was that executive order that was like the history of our country or something like that.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, so one other major topic going on right now, DHS shut down. We talked briefly about Trisha McLaughlin, but the Department of Homeland Security, the one area we've already talked about how like a lot of the departments won't be affected.
Yeah.
The biggest one though that will be affected is TSA. Right now, TSA just received their full paycheck on Tuesday. They'll get another partial paycheck in early March. So their first scheduled payday where they won't receive any money at all will be the end of March.
Mm,
So I'm keeping an eye on this because, Democrats and Republicans are far apart on this
yeah.
funding. Nicole, I would not be surprised if we,
Rollover.
no, if we
Oh.
never get to a place where we can fund this department.
Oh. Yeah. It
I don't know that they'll ever be able to come together on this topic ever.
yeah, because it's so bad and so well, because the Democrats know that, I mean, although we've said that the first two times, that like caving at a certain point, like, are you jeopardizing yourself in the midterms? But
Yeah.
then, you know what I mean? And then, but
Yeah.
then by
Oh yeah.
not caving, like that's what we talked about with the first big full government shutdown, was like, but by not caving, you've got all these people that are potentially susceptible to believing what Trump is saying, which is that the Democrats have shut the government down. They're the reason why you can't eat, why you can't pay your bills, why you can't, all these things.
But
So
not
it's
but we won't have any of that. Like
no,
we
because it's
won't.
just DHS.
That's right. So honestly, I don't know that Americans give two shits that DHS is shut down. The only reason they
Yeah.
would is if TSA is unable to, like, if flights start getting grounded. But the
Yeah.
FAA is paid out of the Department of Transportation, so they're covered. So it's
Mhm.
literally just
TSA.
unless Trump comes back and says issues an executive order that says we don't need any TSA anymore, which who the
I
fuck
mean,
knows? Or I'm
yeah.
gonna have ICE like do
Oh
TSA
my
job. Like
God.
who
Can
the
you
fuck
imagine?
knows?
Yeah.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
So we'll see what happens there, but it's one of those
Yeah.
things that I'm keeping an eye on. Okay. The thing we're trying to deflect from, the Epstein files,
Yeah.
more information has come out. A lot more names have come out. We know that, so Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are both going to go before uh, the House Oversight Committee on 226 and then 227. Hillary is livid that, oh,
Are they doing it before cameras? Because I remember her coming out and like saying,
no.
like, let's, oh, okay.
So this is why she's so pissed. So Hillary is livid because originally the reason why they had refused to testify is because they were like, I want to be in front of cameras. The
Yeah.
American public deserves to hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
I am refusing to appear because you won't do it with an open door. But they finally like were voting to hold them in contempt for not wanting to show up. And they were worried that it was like they were trying to hide something. So they're like, fine, we'll come in,
Mm,
whatever. James Cormer is saying that it's a possibility that after the first private deposition that they might have a public deposition that we'd all get to watch, but we'll see what happens there.
yeah.
Bill Clinton is maintaining that all of his interactions with Jeffrey Epstein are all around the Clinton Foundation, that it's all about like the philanthropic stuff that they did,
Mm,
philanthropic stuff, Jesus, stuff
it's
that they
okay.
did with the Clinton Foundation. Hillary is saying that she met him a handful of times at fundraisers, but they didn't really know him.
Yeah.
Um, I have to believe that the conversation between Bill and Hillary is like,
Motherfucker.
if you did something,
Yeah.
you have to like. I would not be surprised if Hillary Clinton made him take a lie detector test. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Like,
saying?
this
Like
cannot be another fucking embarrassment
Monica
to
Lewinsky
me.
thing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or Jennifer Flowers, or like any of
Yes.
it. You know what I mean? Like, don't
Yes.
fucking embarrass me. God damn it. Like,
Right.
you've done it so many times in our marriage. You're fucking old now. You got your health issues. Don't make me fucking kill you. Tell me
Right. Because
now
if
if
I
there's
have to leave
something.
you now,
Yes.
I'm airing everything. Like
Yes.
if I were
Yes.
Hillary, I'd be like, if you do this to me
Yeah.
again, I will kill
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But anyway, she was interviewed by the BBC, and said, there's something about this administration's attitude toward this, which I think really leads us to conclude they have something to hide. We don't. We have been willing to say whatever we know. We've even done it under oath. I'm like, well, there's groundbreaking
Right. Okay. Thanks.
knowledge for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we definitely know
Yeah.
that they have something to hide. But
Yeah.
she went on and she was pretty like adamant about, I need you all to know that I'm trying to tell people, and it's
Mm.
them that is not. Okay. So besides the Clintons, Les Wexner
Mm.
also went before the House Oversight Committee today from his house in Ohio in a closed door committee. I know. Okay, this is important because so Les Wexner's 88, but they all believe that he has his faculties about him, that he's able to give testimony, whatever. If for those who haven't watched our last week's episode, which you haven't yet because I haven't even published it yet, but assuming that I published it, you still haven't watched it yet. I watched this documentary on Jeffrey Epstein that was released in like 2024 or something. Like it was released a while ago. So basically, Les Wexner got Jeffrey Epstein convinced him that he was this major Wall Street player, and basically got Les Wexner to write over power of attorney for all of his personal financial matters to Jeffrey Epstein, to the point where, because I've been reading more about this, and so for anyone that doesn't know, Les Wexner was the one that started Victoria's Secret,
Bath and
Abercrombie
Body.
Fitch,
Yeah.
Bath and Body, right? Exactly. So the thing that I watched implied that there was a sexual relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and Les Wexner. Okay, the Epstein Files now make it seem like there was a sexual relationship, like Epstein was feeding girls to Les Wexner.
Oh, yikes.
So there's like testimony that kind of it's not explicit in any way, shape, or form, but it's like where to the point where Epstein at one point sold himself from Les Wexner's personal stuff, a home and a private jet for like $50.
Oh my God.
Right. Like I'm exaggerating for
but like, well, yeah.
but like he sold it to him for a deeply discounted rate was the description. Okay.
Interesting.
So there's clearly, and the FBI at one time even called Les Wexner, put him on a co-conspirator list. Okay. Do you know that this man got up today and said that he has never been interviewed by the FBI or the DOJ?
It's the first time hearing of it. Is that what he said? This is the first time hearing of it.
Pretty much. The FBI had him on a list of co-conspirators. They also had him on a list of potential informants on Jeffrey Epstein. And this man is telling us, and why would he lie about this?
He has no reason to.
That's right. It would be better for him if he had been an informant.
100%.
Right. This man tells us that he is not like it's bad enough that these survivors are telling you, I have never been interviewed. And then Pam Bondi gets up last week and says, if any of these survivors come forward, we want to hear from them. And as of today, we have heard dick all about them having been contacted by the DOJ or the FBI.
Yeah.
But in addition to this, for Les Wexner to get up and say, yeah, never talked to a single one of them.
Because the cover up is fucking deep.
Indeed.
Like, because he was a rich, powerful man. You know, I am going to say this, and obviously I'm saying it in a very joking manner, but you know who would not have allowed that to happen? J. Edgar Hoover.
No shit.
Hoover would have had fucking files on these motherfuckers, and he would have been...
Well, my girl.
Manipulating the shit out of them and blackmailing them to get the information, to get the things.
They do have the files on them.
That's true.
They're just not doing anything to them.
About it. Yeah,
and to your point, they might be blackmailing the fuck out of these people. We don't know. because they won't release anything publicly.
Yeah.
Do you know that the DOJ has supplied? So I told you that like the DOJ is supplying unredacted versions of these documents to a select few of the House Oversight Committee.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have released 3 million files of these 6.5 million files that exist and said they're done, by the way.
Oh. Oh,
And in
great.
order for the House Oversight Committee to review these files, they have supplied four computers for these people to monitor to go through
That's
3
it?
million files.
Oh
That's
my
it, my love.
God.
That's it.
4?
Yes.
What are we
4
doing?
computers.
Hold on, I dropped my pill. Hold, please.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
My bitch. I personally
Yeah, I was gonna
have
say,
4
how many?
computers.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
What the
this
fuck?
This house. My child has 2 laptops and a desktop. My husband has a laptop, 2 laptops and a desktop. I have 3 laptops, not to mention the multitudes of old computers that we have down
Yeah.
in a dungeon. I have so many computers.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's the 4 you have
Yeah.
to go through these unredacted materials. It's insanity.
Oh my God. And they have Windows 97 on them. So good luck getting anything to pull up.
Right. Exactly correct. Exactly correct. In a under congressional directive included July and August. So DOJ records released under congressional directive included July and August 2019 FBI emails that referenced Wexner as a potential or secondary co-conspirator, but stated there was limited evidence regarding his involvement. Since then, he has never been interviewed by the DOJ or FBI.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
But see, Hoover would have squeezed him for it. Like,
yeah.
Especially if he thought there was a sexual relationship going on, because, you know, Hoover hated that about himself. So, like, he would have completely made Wexner become a fucking informant just to keep from leaking anything. You know what I mean? Like,
to your point, I feel like the entirety of the fact that we are anywhere with these Epstein files is because of Thomas Massie, the Republican.
100%.
Right? Who is like, sure, Ro Khanna is up there, you know, co-sponsoring bills. But at the end of the day, like, obviously the Democrats, that's all, oh, it's just political. Yeah. It's just political. But Tom Massie is like, absolutely fucking not. We need these files, period.
Yeah.
Because Lauren Boebert is nowhere to be found these days.
Nope.
Marjorie Taylor Greene left, and now she can't stop herself from shitting all over the administration.
Yeah.
Like, she's completely lacks every bit of integrity that she ever had with me for speaking out about the Epstein files. Like,
yeah,
go fuck yourself, lady. Oh my God. I fucking despise Marjorie Taylor Greene these days.
Me too.
Here's another thing. There's a transcript in the files from the Ghislaine Maxwell trial that explicitly interviews a survivor that said when she was 14, she was trafficked to Donald Trump and names Donald Trump. That was released, and it has since been removed.
Oh my
from
God.
The files on the DOJ website.
Oh my God.
So there is testimony that Donald Trump touched little girls.
And for me, I feel like because we know that this shit is there and the FBI did fuck all with it, now the net gets wider. And who was the director during those times? Was it Comey? Was it, what's his name? Like, because then they all go. Then you're, do you know what I'm saying?
So that's, yes. So if
everyone's
you
in trouble.
Bondi's like, well, why didn't you ask, you know, Bill Clinton or Obama about this? Why didn't you ask Joe Biden about this? I absolutely would. Put him in front of me. I absolutely would. But you're in charge now.
Right.
And the reality is that, you know, so theoretically Epstein was convicted. So
like in 2008, right?
So
or 2007, something like that.
Have you read everything about this Acosta guy who did the sweetheart deal for?
I haven't read everything about it, but I know about it. Yeah. That got his house arrest or some bullshit because he didn't actually go to jail for it.
That's right. So The federal government agreed to drop charges regarding enticing minors to engage in illegal sex acts and granted immunity from federal prosecution for Epstein and his co-conspirators, which included Ghislaine Maxwell. And Epstein just had to plead guilty to the state solicitation charge. He served 13 months in the county jail, but he was allowed work release for up to
Oh, yes.
12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And then the deal was negotiated without notifying the victims. Okay, so the reality is that it was Alex Acosta who put this deal together. He says that justice had been served. Well, Alex Acosta was given the Secretary of Labor role in Trump's first presidency. So to your point, like,
yeah,
and that was all done in Florida,
and that's where Pam Bondi was the AG,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing is like
or the DA, whatever she was, yeah,
right. So like I get the idea that yes, we should like try to like enforce the fact that yes, Joe Biden should have been paying attention and Obama should have been paying attention.
Yeah.
And it is not lost on me that when you look at the names that are included in the Epstein files, like the list includes like all people that were close to both sides. Like there's no doubt.
Yes.
They all need to fucking burn. There's no doubt about it. They all need to burn. So at this point, I'm just like, release the fucking files and let them all burn. But we've been saying that for a long time. But yeah, so I thought that was weird. I will say that there's been a lot more international fallout. So the Paris public prosecutor opened 2 new lines of inquiry, one into the alleged human trafficking to allow victims to come forward and to actually have their stories heard. And then they opened another into possible financial wrongdoing related to Epstein, and they have like called out, I can't remember who the guy was, but he was some bigwig in France that they're saying possibly laundered money for Epstein. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then in Britain, police on Wednesday confirmed that they were assessing revelations from the files about Epstein-related flights that had used Stansted Airport, northeast of London. So I guess there are a whole bunch of flight records that didn't include names of trafficked women.
Oh, God.
And so now Britain is going back and investigating those. In addition, then London's Metropolitan Police earlier this month launched an investigation into Peter Mandelson, who was fired as Britain's ambassador to the United States after the files revealed more details about his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. We also know that the Norwegian prime minister was charged with gross corruption on Thursday over his relationship with Epstein.
Corruption.
According to the country's financial police. And the national security advisor to Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico, his name, I'm going to just butcher this. Okay. Miroslav Lajcak. Anyway, this guy resigned after the files showed email exchanges between him and Epstein. And can I tell you that they were not great.
Bad. Yeah.
We know last week we reported out that the Goldman Sachs top lawyer resigned. And then Brad Karp resigned as chairman of one of the big U.S. law firms on February 4th, saying that the new news coverage of his exchanges created a distraction. So he served as chairman of Paul, Weiss, Rifkind, Wharton, and Garrison since 2008. But among the files was an email which he thanked Epstein for hosting an event the lawyer said was once in a lifetime and one he would never forget. Epstein responded that Karp was always welcome, adding, "There are many, many nights of unique talents. You will be invited often." So, yeah. So the good news is that all of the scrutiny around it, if the DOJ won't prosecute, I feel like
can you imagine
people are getting called out?
Can you imagine if like you never knew Epstein, never did it, but then like this person, your families have hung out, you've gone on vacation, and all of a sudden they're in the fucking Epstein files, and it's bad enough. It's this bad. And then they're like stepping down from their very big, important jobs and their committees that they run oh my God.
we talked about it before. Like, you can only hear the Richard Gere gerbil stories so many times before you gotta
Yeah.
believe it's true. You can only hear these
Yeah.
survivors talking about these, what happened with
Yeah.
Epstein before you have to believe that the majority of the people listed, if they weren't directly involved, they at least knew what was going on. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way Les
100%.
Wexner did not
Did not
fucking
know.
know what's going on.
No,
That's right.
there's no way. No.
There's no way. Okay, so that's what has been going on with the Epstein files. Of course, we'll be watching the Clintons when they come back from there. And I mean, we are hearing like tidbits from different politicians about what everyone says, even behind these closed door conversations, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Anything else about the Epstein files that you want to talk about?
No, the only other thing I had was the United Nations Human Rights Council.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So I'll let you give this one.
Okay. So, I think this came out today. I saw it on Reuters that they have created a panel of independent experts because they're saying that the evidence in the files suggests a global criminal enterprise. So
Yep.
they're saying that the crimes outlined in the documents were committed against a backdrop of supremacist beliefs, racism, corruption, and extreme misogyny. The crimes, they say, show a commodification and dehumanization of women and girls. So grave
Yep.
is the scale, nature, systematic character, and transnational reach of these atrocities against women and girls that a number of them may reasonably meet the legal threshold of crimes against humanity.
Can you
So,
imagine?
no, no. I mean, so they're saying that the files require an independent, thorough, and impartial investigation, and inquiry should also be launched into how it was possible for the crimes to be committed for so long. So, and they
Yeah.
said too that the reluctance to fully disclose information or broaden investigations has left many survivors feeling traumatized and subjected to what they describe as institutional gaslighting.
Because the reality is, this is what kills me. There has to be more in these files than we like.
Oh
There
my
has to be
God.
more than just Donald Trump touched little girls. We
Yes.
have read over and over and over again Donald Trump touches little girls, whether you read it
Yeah.
out of the survivors, what they are saying,
Yeah.
the testimony from the FBI. Like, we've read it over and over and over again. Donald Trump touches little girls. And at the end of the day, like, the believers just blindly believe that it's all political and it's all
Yeah.
bullshit and whatever. So there has to be something else in these files.
Agreed.
And I got to believe that it has to do with like Israel and Netanyahu, and something there is my best guess, especially considering how close Epstein and Steve Bannon were. Like,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Steve Bannon never touched a little girl, because I have yet to have read something that says that he did. What
Yeah.
I've read is that he orchestrated the entire like cover up. You know what
Yes.
I mean?
Yes. The giving of
So
advice.
that's right. Like, that's what he was interested in. And so at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, I'm just like, there has to be something else in there. There
Well,
has to
and he
be.
has said publicly that if the information comes out, lots of people, including himself, are going to jail.
Yeah. Yes.
Huh.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. We are getting to the end of the podcast, and I'm ready for my happy ending.
Yeah.
I do want to take a moment to say it was sad seeing Jesse Jackson die this week.
Yeah.
That was sad to see.
But did you see the president's twat on it?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted you to
That
remember that he's not a racist.
indeed. Like, well, and I love the fact that Jesse Jackson would have hated the Obamas. Did you see that one?
Jesus Christ.
That's all right. Okay.
Yes. As I remember vividly him crying during the election night.
Yes. I also like Anderson Cooper has announced that he's leaving
Mm.
60 Minutes. 60 Minutes is at CBS. We did not talk about the FCC Stephen Colbert because
Oh,
at the end
yeah.
of the day, like, I don't know how much of this is actually political in nature. I do like the fact that Stephen Colbert is very much standing up for free speech and fighting
Mm-hmm.
against the FCC. But at this point, like, it's all over YouTube. So if you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
it's there. But
Yeah.
the reality is like CBS is taking it on the chin. And I'm wondering if Anderson Cooper leaving 60 Minutes at CBS. Like he gave the reason for leaving, that he wanted to spend more time with his family, but you got to ask yourself if it's really that he
100%.
wants to,
Because
yes, get himself
Barry
away from
Weiss is
CBS.
in charge, and like, yeah, and they've already
Yeah,
caved to the administration. So
right.
yeah,
Okay, and then the last item I want to talk about
yeah,
is RFK Jr. hanging out with Kid Rock.
girl, what? I have so many questions.
I know.
I have so many questions. Can I ask a couple questions?
Yeah.
Why the fuck is RFK Jr. working out in jeans? Why is he on an exercise bike in fucking jeans and taking a cold plunge in fucking jeans? What the fuck is
And going to a
happening?
sauna.
Inside is
I
so
know.
we've got the stationary bike in the sauna. You're on the stationary bike, and then Kid Rock is like doing weird looking push-ups. As someone who can't do a push-up, I'm just saying if it looks weird to me, the shit's fucked. Like
Yeah.
weird push-ups in the sauna, and then like what, this bromance is fucking bizarre.
It is. And I've
And
got to
Kid
be
Rock looks
like,
horrible.
oh,
Horrible.
girl. So, someone else's Kid Rock, like I was reading some sort of twat the other day about Kid Rock is the same age as like Paul Rudd, and like,
No.
looks so much older and terrible. But yes, like
What
Kennedy
is
going into
going
the
on?
cold plunge in his jeans. Like, what is the deal with the jeans?
I don't know. It's fucking bizarre.
It is like Kid Rock looks like Macaulay Culkin these days, but the bad version. Like Macaulay
Like
Culkin
back when
looks like
Macaulay
the
was
glow up.
strung out on drugs.
Right, that's it. Like
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin's the glow up. Kid Rock is
Yes.
the before picture.
Yes. 100%.
But but the jeans.
I can't get
uh,
past it.
Me neither. Like there was a tweet out there that was like Bobby loves his jeans, and it's like, yeah, he
It's
really
fucking weird.
does.
It's fucking
Right?
weird. When we worked out at the gym all the time years ago, there was a guy that would come in and his, like, I'm sure he had to have been a construction worker of some sort. He came in his full on fucking gear, steel toes, fucking jeans, and he'd start working out. And I'm like, what are you doing? That shit can't be comfortable.
So,
Fucking, what is going on?
that's it. Like it's not comfortable.
No.
When you start sweating, they'll start sticking to you.
And you're chafing?
You know what I mean?
In your fucking
There's
jeans?
got to be chafing. If you're at all, yes. Like I, if you, yes,
It's weird.
It's weird. Like, and if you're sweating in your back and it drips down, it's gonna go down and to your butt. Like it's just so gross.
I don't understand
so
the
gross.
obsession with him working out in his jeans.
I do not get it. I do.
He's
and
like
to
Brooke
go in the
Shields in her
cold plunge,
Calvins.
yes, but not hot in any way, shape, or form.
No.
It's so gross.
It's yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we
But
talked about that.
I did see the thing about them being the new incredibly gay duo, which I fucking love. So if any of our listeners are not sure who the incredibly gay duo is, do not Google it at work, but Google it. It's a great cartoon. You will get a good laugh out of their car. And you will see that is exactly who these two are now.
Indeed. Okay. Well, I think we have the one other thing that we had on our list was the State of the Union. I know that several Democratic lawmakers have come out and said they're not attending.
Yep.
Not surprising.
Yep.
It's next week. Is that right?
Yeah, it's next week. Yeah. Yeah. It's on the 24th. Yeah. Yeah.
I, of course, will not be watching.
Oh, no, I'm not going to watch. I can't stand I'm not even going to give him. No, I will make sure every TV in our house is on a different station or not on at all.
Exactly.
The only thing about 100%. It that irritates me is that when Jeffries was asked about it, he told reporters yesterday that it is his present intention to attend. We're not going to his house. He's coming to our house, and it's the people's house. And having grown up where I grew up, you never let anyone run you off your block. Okay. I understand what he's saying, and he has told them either don't show up at all or show up and sit there in silent defiance, but do not get up and walk out. Do not do, any kind of thing that gives him more attention, gives him a reason to lash out, whatever. I would love nothing more than for every single one of them to refuse to come, but to put a survivor, sorry, I said the wrong word, a survivor's picture in their seat.
Oh yeah, that would be good. To your point, I will never forget the iconic when Donald Trump finished his State of the Union and Nancy Pelosi got up and ripped up
Ripped
her
it right in his
right.
fucking face. Yeah.
So to that point, I get what Hakeem Jeffries is saying, that he's coming
Yeah.
to their house, but he's coming to their house because he knows that he runs it.
Right.
Like
Right. So
so.
only let it be his. I mean, because to me, sitting there in silent defiance is no different than not being there at all. So
Right.
just
So to your
let
point,
him only
put
speak
a
to,
survivor in front of him. Make him
yeah,
look at all of these survivor pictures. I
yeah.
love it. I love that. Yep, I love it. Okay.
I don't want any of them to
All
show up.
right. Give me my happy
Okay, wait.
ending.
I will, but I have a quick show and tell, real quick.
Okay.
So a
Oh,
couple
I assumed when you said you had show and tell, I assumed your show and tell
was the
was
happy
your
ending? No,
happy
no, no,
ending.
no, 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 no. I
Okay.
have that, but
Cool,
I'll
cool.
be quick. So a couple podcasts ago, I talked about Signs of Justice, and we had talked about their website, and you could go and get these
Oh yeah.
postcards. And okay, so I got my postcards in the mail today,
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm very excited. And I also bought a sweatshirt. So these are the two postcards that I bought. Can you see kind of what it
Oh
says?
yeah.
Okay. And then
Nice.
and then it's got like a little blurb on the back for your representative too. So you can add more writing to it if you want to, but you don't have to. Those are the other ones that we bought. Um
Nice. Very
and
nice.
I also love it because look how fucking cute they are. So this is a family owned business out of Oregon. Look how fucking cute they are. I got this little picture, this little
Aw,
thank you in my order from them. Are they not the
that's
most cutest?
adorable.
Yes. So you can get I bought a sweatshirt. They got all kinds of merch. I'm going to buy yard signs from them. They got all kinds of shit. So
Okay.
you guys should go
Well,
out
for
and look at
anyone
them.
that's just listening to our podcast and
Yeah.
is not watching it on
Yeah.
YouTube, if you go to YouTube, you can see what all these things look like.
Yeah.
Um, but for anyone that is
Is
just
just
listening,
listening.
it
Yeah.
is an absolutely adorable family, just
Yeah.
as an FYI.
Signs of Justice is their website. So yes.
I
Okay,
love it.
so here's your happy ending.
Okay.
It's coming out of Arkansas.
Okay.
So, out of Arkansas comes a story of a huge animal rescue operation of 51 dogs trapped in a derelict shelter.
Oh my
So,
God.
headquartered in neighboring Nashville, the Animal Rescue Corps received information about a nonprofit dog rescue in Ashdown, Arkansas, where an acrimonious divorce between the shelter's owners left the dogs caught in the middle. So, yeah, many had already been stuck in the shelter waiting for adoption for years by the time the owners' union unraveled, including one named Yoshi, who had been there a decade. So, after confirming the surrender of the dogs via court order, ARC's field team flew into action, conducting one of the organization's largest rescue operations to date. Many of the dogs had lived there for years. Their focus now is giving them the space, care, and stability that they've never had. The dogs are primarily large breed, reportedly friendly. All have been spayed or neutered. At one time, they were confined to small cages with limited daily release. The animal rescue people have found that the dogs had been moved to outdoor kennels prior to their arrival. So yeah, so all 51 dogs were safely transported without issue to the rescue center outside Nashville, in Arkansas, yeah, where they will receive vet evaluations, enrichment, and long-term care planning. They do not handle adoption proceedings for the dogs they rescue, but facilitate the animals' transfer when appropriate to a series of trusted adoption partners. So it says,
Nice.
readers, anybody that's interested in adopting a dog can contact them for more information on when and perhaps where those rescue dogs would be available for adoption. But holy shit. Holy
I
shit.
love that.
51 dogs.
That's a lot, especially large breed dogs. Like,
Yeah.
you and I both rescued our dogs.
Yeah.
My dog is a 125-pound baby, but I adore her so much. I
Yeah.
know you love your
Yes.
giant baby as well.
Yeah.
They have so much
Yeah.
personality. It's crazy.
And I
It's just
can't
crazy.
imagine like you're running this with your spouse and now you and your spouse are divorcing and like you don't think to take care of the dogs?
Or figure out what's going
What to do with them? Yeah.
Right. People
Fuckers.
suck.
I know.
People suck.
But thank God for this rescue group. They came in and got all 51 of them.
They don't suck.
They don't
I'm
suck.
glad.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Good. All right. That was very nice. I love that. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And if you don't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, you will get notified when we have new content out. If I ever get any new content out, I mean, we'll see what
It's
happens, but
totally
I'm
fine.
trying. Indeed, I'll get there eventually. With that said, the Olympics are on right now, so hopefully you guys
Yes.
are watching Team USA. There are some like wild, crazy fires burning in Oklahoma and
Yeah.
Kansas
It's
right now,
crazy. Yeah.
where like cities that are only a few hours away from us are getting evacuated. Mark had ash on his windshield this morning when he went out, and
Really? Oh
yes,
yeah, because it was so fucking windy yesterday.
that's right. So they're
Yeah.
saying that the wind is really contributing to that. So for any of our listeners that live in Kansas City, please take like extra precautions as you're outside and you're breathing the air and all of that, because it is causing some issues. Especially, I have a friend that has asthma, and she was talking today that it was causing her some
Yeah.
issues with breathing. So just something to keep an eye on. Also, it's going to turn cold here again. So the last few days
Boo.
I've had my window open every
Yeah.
day and have enjoyed it, but it's going to turn
It's our
cold here
fake
again.
spring.
And
Huh.
I know we're back to winter again. So boo. But anyway, I hope you guys all have a fabulous rest of your week, and we love you, and take care of yourselves. Bye.
Bye.